Okay, a major topic that most people have been mentioning over the past 4 or 5 days is the return of President Obama to politics. Now, of course, I can give my personal opinion on it, but let's first talk a little about what's going on here. So, I believe 2 days ago he did a speech in Illinois, at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. And then he did another one in Anaheim. So this is Politico's take on it. It says Barack Obama's plunge into the midterm elections on Saturday served its central purpose for Democrats in central and critical House races, many of them new to politics. Appearing with the former president lent their campaigns urgency and credibility. So he said, if we don't step up, things can get worse. Obama told cheering activists who gathered in a crowded ballroom at a rally for 7 Democrats running in Republican-held House districts. In 2 months, we have a chance to restore sanity to our politics. So it says, although Hillary Clinton carried the districts of all 7 candidates featured at the rally during her 2016 presidential bid, Obama lost 5 of them in 2012, carrying only the 2 competitive districts in California's Central Valley. Obama lost California's Orange County twice. Of his return appearance, said Rob Pyers of the California Target book, which handicaps races in California, I'm not sure it's helpful. It seems like a gift to the National Republican Congressional Committee, he said. So I'm going to give my take on this. There's already been a number of attempts by Democrats to make it seem like this is really the answer to the problems that the country is going through, but more specifically what their party is going through. And I have to say that it doesn't seem that way to me. As somebody who was turned off by a lot of the candidates, election after election, I think it's really ridiculous to think that somebody who was president only 2 years ago, basically failed in many ways to leave a legacy that was permanent. Why would you want to go back to Barack Obama? Barack Obama kind of left his real domestic agenda was only cemented in the Obamacare legislation, the Affordable Care Act, which everybody, of course, knows. And it's basically been gutted entirely by Donald Trump because he removed the individual mandate, which is it's the fine or tax that you pay if you don't have health insurance. So Barack Obama, by actually, just tying his entire legacy to something like that, which is very polarizing, he really depends a lot on the media to twist exactly what it means. So often you'll see ads or not ads, but you'll see opinion pieces saying, well, Obamacare is safe now. Obamacare can't be even touched by the Republicans because of this reason or a different one, because, for example, because John McCain voted against repealing it. The real issue here, even if Obamacare isn't as big of an issue now that Obama's been out of power for 2 years, is that people can see through this posturing and say, you're not really looking out for the interests of the electorate. You're looking you're looking for the interests of a person's legacy, the legacy of Barack Obama, the legacy of Obama's officials like Eric Holder, or or Joe Biden, the person who many of them think is going to run for president in 2020. This is kind of a ridiculous way to look at it. The American people don't need to vote for people based on whether their legacies are going to be cemented and are going to be protected. They actually need policymakers that are going to create change that helps them. Now, I don't agree with the progressive side. I don't agree that Medicare for all or universal health care is a good idea. But I do credit them with at least making the policy the focus and not the person the focus, although many of them do obsess about Bernie Sanders. But let's face it, a lot of these progressives have focused more on the issue that they want to promote, let's say a ban on fracking or a ban on or calling for labeling or even banning of GMO foods, other issues that they want to promote our campaign finance reform, so repealing Citizen or overturning Citizens United, creating an amendment concerning Citizens United. That is a politics that I think is more healthy for the country. Not this obsession over personalities that they're obsessed with Barack Obama. And yes, people on the right do obsess about Donald Trump. It's just, it's too much focus on the person and not enough on what this person does. And I'll tell you another thing. This article does go into it, but we're not doing long videos for the time being. The issue with Barack Obama was that he was elected with all of this hype and expectation that so much would change. Well, what really did change under his watch? Well, the media just became more and more sycophantic towards him. They basically became less of a check on power and more of an instrument of power under Barack Obama. They never scrutinized him. They never held him to account for the U.S. spying on actual allies of ours, including Germany, by the way. The same people who now hold out that Angela Merkel is the leader of the free world. That's not me saying that. That's Michelle Goldberg of the New York Times. Okay? Those same people did not care when Barack Obama spied on her. So if she's the leader of the free world, why did Barack Obama have to spy on her? They don't give a fuck. They don't care. It doesn't matter to them. The actual specifics of what's been happening to our country, the abuses of power, the lack of transparency, they never cared about that. And I can tell you that with Barack Obama campaigning now, it gives an extra motivation for people to go out and reject his message. Barack Obama went and campaigned hard every single election that he was involved in. That's 2008, 2010, 2012, 2014, and of course, Hillary Clinton's election in 2016. And he was so cocky. He was so into the election of Hillary Clinton. He tried harder to elect Hillary Clinton, believe it or not, his former adversary, than she did. She was just a joke. There was no rhyme or reason to what Hillary Clinton was doing. The woman was just a complete and total failure. So I don't want to hear people tell me, this is a threat to the Republicans. It could be a threat if the Republicans are really, they're really lackadaisical about getting elected. And by the way, I think the Republican Party in many ways has been. These Republican politicians are in many ways, they're pathetic human beings. Okay, in terms of they just have a lack of spine, a lack of real courage to stand up and say, well, we reject censorship. We're not going to let Google get away with this. We're not going to let Twitter kick people off. They don't have the moral courage to actually stand for something real. What they keep doing, and this isn't just my opinion, it's the opinion of a number of commentators. They keep saying that the real conservatism is the people that will, they want to reduce the tax rate by 0.5%. That's the way Styx Hexenhammer usually says it. Or another way that they'll do it, they'll say, we are going to keep transsexuals out of women's bathrooms. That's what they like to focus on, keeping transsexuals out of women's bathrooms. Now, that's fine, and I also support that. That's not the real problem going on in America. It's one problem, and it's actually a problem that's pretty rare. So I'd rather focus on the things that are more important, such as the censorship issue, such as preventing the tax cuts from being repealed, such as actually repealing Obamacare entirely, and I would hope replacing it with nothing. There's so much more that we can do, but such as if Trump succeeds in keeping the Republicans in control of both houses of Congress, which I hope he can do. I don't know how successful he'll be, but if he can do it, then signing these trade deals and ratifying them, well, look at all those accomplishments that he would have. Having a peace treaty with North Korea. I believe you do need the votes of both houses of Congress in order to ratify a peace treaty. Okay, and how much of an accomplishment would that be? So that's really the motivation. Now Barack Obama was in office for 8 years, got very little accomplished. North Korea became a nuclear state, a nuclear armed state under him. you had all this chaos wreaked in the Middle East. And then now he wants to come over and say, well, this was really my accomplishment, the whole economy and everything. No. Under Barack Obama, there was a huge sector of America was left behind because he did cave to the banks. He did cave to big corporations. He did cave to the special interests. And I think that most Americans will recognize that even with the nostalgia, even with the stylish behavior and his ability to get along with celebrities, he was like the biggest star fucker ever. Obama basically loved being around people that were famous because that's really why he ran for president. He wanted to be adored. That's why Trump is for that matter a little better than him, because he was already famous before he was president. So yeah, I think I agree with some of the people that are saying, well, this is going to motivate the Republican Party voters to go out and vote. I certainly, I don't want to vote. I don't like voting for a Republican Party. I don't think they don't represent true values of any type, whether it's conservative or liberal or whatever. They really just represent the interests of the donors. And I would rather there were more parties. I would rather the Libertarian Party became a real party that was an option. But yeah, I'm willing to vote for them this year. And I don't care. I think that if you're in an area where you can make a difference, you should vote to reject the Democratic agenda. And if that means voting for the Republicans, I guess you're going to have to do it, or you can make the choice yourself. I'm not going to make the choice for you. So anyway, have a great rest of your day. Maybe a couple more videos today. I am not going to be making videos Monday or Tuesday, or except maybe Tuesday night. So please check out the new channel. You can see it on the screen. That's Razor Ray Live Wounds. I'm also going to put the link in the description. And please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment when this uploads. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later.